Olivia. I'm 22. I'll soon be 23. I've just finished uni and moved back to Bristol. I'm currently not working, but I've just finished a temp admin job at the student health service at the GP. So, yeah. I feel like they describe me as chatty, friendly, and I think they say generous. I feel like those, yeah. Yeah, so I grew up in Bristol. My mum's Caribbean, she's Jamaican heritage. She also was born in Bristol. My dad's of Irish heritage. So when I was growing up, my dad passed away when I was about 14. So it was a difficult time for me, especially going through school. It was just before my GCSEs, my A-levels, all of that. So yeah, but that's kind of when I feel like it could have gone either way for me. But I feel like, yeah, I just had a good support network around me and good people around me, so I had managed to get through it, and yeah, basically. I think what motivated me definitely was the people around me, you know, the things, that potential they could see in me. I didn't want to like let people down or anything like that, and then also, yeah, I just feel like I'm just a motivated person. I didn't want to just like, yeah, not do the things I felt like I could and wanted to do, so yeah. I feel like I was fortunate education-wise. I feel like I really enjoyed school, I really liked school, so that for me was something that like, I knew, oh, I'm good at this, I can do this. But work-wise, I feel like I didn't really know anyone in different spheres, so I was particularly interested in media when I was younger. Didn't know anyone in media, or didn't feel like it was necessarily something that was for me. And also, I really, really wanted to go to London, so that was the one thing I really wanted to do for uni. But again, I didn't know anyone in London, I just felt like, oh, it's so out of reach. But yeah, I think specifically when I got in contact with Babassa and got involved with them, that's when I was like, hey, you know, I can do this. No harm in just trying, and yeah, it worked out, so. So when I was in sixth form, so back in about 2017, I was selected to take part in like the Mayor of Bristol City Leadership Programme, which I think Babassa has really close links with. And at the end of the programme, you get a mentor in whichever industry or whatever you feel like you need a mentor in. And so my mentor was from Plimsoll Productions, and Babassa and Plimsoll ran like work experience programs for Plimsoll. So through that, Babassa secured me a placement to do work experience. I think it was for 2 weeks at Plimsoll, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, so definitely the work experience was the main thing with Plimsoll. With Plimsoll, because that was when I was like, oh yeah, actually this is something I'm really interested in. And it was such a useful placement because they really valued me being there, and they gave me the opportunity to try loads of different things, because I just thought like, oh, I want to work in media. I didn't know what, I didn't really have a clue. It's just an idea, but yeah, they gave me lots of different things to do. Each day I was trying something different, and it was through that I saw what I thought I would be good at and what I could do in that field. So I specifically liked the day I spent with the production coordinator. So it was more like behind the scenes stuff, like booking and organising the trips and just making sure everything was running smoothly, really. So that, I wouldn't have even known that role existed, but ever since then, which was like 6 years ago now, I've always thought, yeah, that's something I'd really want to do. And then also, so the time I got involved with Babassa was just before I was going to uni, so I didn't really get to get that involved because I was going off to London shortly after. But I did feel the sense of community, and I came to a few events and got to meet the other young people my age, and I found it really nice, and I got to hear how everyone else had been involved with Babassa and what they were doing, because I only knew of my experience, so I didn't know the wide scope of things that Babassa actually provided for loads of different people, so I thought that was really cool. It's so important because I think when you're young, you're kind of like, oh, unless I don't know, I feel like unless you have someone that's really telling you like these are your options, this is what you can do, it's so hard because it just seems so daunting, like there's so many things out there. So it's easy to just think, oh, I'm not good enough to do this, or there's no way I can do this. So having something like Bobasso is so important because, yeah, it really just provides those opportunities and like, you know, opens those doors by saying like, look, like this is for anyone. You don't have to, you know, your dad doesn't have to be a lawyer for you to be a lawyer, or your uncle doesn't need to be a doctor. Like these things, you know, there are things in place where you can get your foot in the door and really have a good go if you think that's something that will be suitable for you. Yeah, so I think it's really important, especially in a city like Bristol when there is like such big divides and you know, opportunities aren't really equally spread across the city. So for people to have a space to come and, you know, seek out those opportunities is really, really good. Yeah.